Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hello everybody and welcome. How are you this lovely Monday? Today is the start of a brand new week of full double streaming goodness for all of you. And I hope that you guys are excited for 10, that's right, count them, 10 brand new streams coming up this week for everybody, okay? I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. I am, of course, Darkside Phil, and welcome to my very first of these 10 straight gameplay streams, okay? So, today's Monday, August 13th, 2018. Let's talk a little bit, okay, about everything going on. First of all, very excited for a full day of streaming after a couple days where it was slow. You know, Saturday's my day off, and Sunday I only get to do one stream because oh my god, I had so much to do last night. But first of all, I should announce the nominations are done. The voting is done. This week's Rage-a-thon has been set in stone. The games that I will be playing in this week's Rage-a-thon have been determined. Okay? So what games are they? Well, I'd like to tell you, but I have them over on my desk. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So, this coming Friday is the Rage-a-thon. This is an event where I'm going to be playing a series of games during a marathon. Okay, a marathon setting. And the games that will be played are as follows. Games that were nominated and voted on by the patrons. Games that they felt would cause rage. Alright, during this event. First, we've got I Wanna Be the Guy. This is a game that is a free-to-play on PC game. It is basically a kind of a parody homage to classic platformers and shoot-'em-ups. Many people have tried to play it. Many people have failed. Okay, that's number one. Number two, God Hand on the PlayStation 2. This is a game that apparently is a very difficult combat-style game, almost like Fist of the North Star kind of deal. And it's a game that I've been asked to play over the years a few times, but never really made it to like the end of a poll or a Patron's Choice event. Apparently it's quite difficult, and people think it's going to cause me a lot of rage to play it. Okay. Street Fighter V, I mean, I kind of understand why people nominated and voted for this game. However, I don't think it's going to have the intended effect, being quite honest with you guys, because Street Fighter V is a game I played at launch 2.5 years ago, and I didn't like it. After playing it for a few weeks, I really disliked the game and just didn't want to play it anymore. Even though I went back to it a few times to play some of the DLC characters, after playing 2 or 3 of them, I said, I just don't like this game anymore, and I stopped altogether. 2.5 years later, the game obviously has changed dramatically. There's tons of new characters. There's a new, there's the game itself. The fundamentals, I'm sure, have changed. So for me to go back to this game, it's pretty much going to be a waste of time, in my opinion. That's just my take. I think I'm going to play it for like an hour. I'm going to lose every match. I'm not going to have any idea or concept of what's going on because I haven't played it in so long. And I'm not going to care. Like, I'm not going to rage at a game that I just don't even understand how to play anymore. You know what I mean? It's one thing if, like, okay, I'm playing Super Turbo and the matches are laggy and I'm losing because of lag. Yeah, then I rage. I'm not going to rage at a game I just don't understand any of the concepts or fundamental things of it. You know, I don't remember anything about the characters or nothing. I haven't played the game in so long. So I really do think that people are completely off base with that one. But what can I say, right? People nominated and voted for it, so whatever. And then the fourth game is Cat Mario. For those who don't know, this is a Japanese-made game that's a free flash game. It's a parody of Super Mario Brothers. So what I mean by that is basically take Super Mario and make it the most, like, hellish, difficult thing ever. And that's what Cat Mario is. Like, the game is set up purposely to troll you. And it looks like the original Super Mario Brothers, but you start running through, oh, here's a jump over a hole. Go to jump. Oh, look, there's an invisible block there that puts you right into the hole and you die. See, that's kind of what it's kind of like the ultimate troll game. So, those are the 4 main games that are going to be featured. Now, I have 2 backup games as well. The backup games are as follows. First of all, Scarface. I think this is one that everyone knows would cause me rage, alright? Everyone knows if I play Scarface, I'm going to get angry. When I played it, was it last summer? It was either last summer or the summer before. I can't even remember anymore. But the game is crap. I don't like it. Because at the end of the game, it forces you to do this crappy grinding to get drug money. And it's distribution missions, I think they're called. And it's just a horrendous grind, a waste of time. It's way too high potential to be caught and have the whole thing fuck up. So, Scarface in the mix. And then, UFC 3 Online. And I'll be honest here, again, this is another one that I feel is going to be a dud. Because I haven't played UFC 3 since February. And you may think, oh, well, it caused Phil Rage in February. That's right, but I haven't played it since February. If I play it now, I'm not going to remember the controls. I'm not going to care. And I'm probably just going to not be angry at it and just be like, whatever, I lose. I don't care, you know? So, more than likely, I think the games that I'm going to be playing are I Want to Be the Guy, God Hand, Street Fighter V, Cat Mario, and Scarface. Each one will be played for roughly an hour to an hour and a half, depending on time and also on your reactions. Like, if you guys are watching this marathon and you like one game over another, okay, I'll definitely spend more time on that game. See what I mean? So, that's the deal, guys. That's coming this Friday, all right? And that's going to be starting roughly around the normal time. You know, usually I start streaming around 10:15. We start gameplay around 11:30-ish or whatever. All right? That's what you can expect. Around, 11:30-ish, 12, we get started. It'll be about a 6 to 7 hour gameplay marathon, probably ending around 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And there will be limited breaks in between, but it's not going to be like a split stream where there's two. It's just one long stream on Friday, okay? So that should be a pretty exciting event. I hope you guys will turn out if you can. It should be really fun. I haven't done a marathon in a while now, so it should be a pretty fun event to do, okay? Pretty awesome. All right, let me go put back this list now over at my desk here. Okay. So that's this Friday, but you guys might be saying, well, what's between now and Friday? Well, we've got one of the biggest variety weeks I've ever done, quite honestly. Allow me to explain what you guys can expect in the next week, okay? So today, first stream right now, we're playing We Happy Few. I played this on Friday for about 4 hours, and overall, I actually enjoyed the game. My major complaint was not the game design or the gameplay or the story. My major complaint was the game runs like shit. And it's not just me saying this. Everyone who's playing this game is agreeing. It doesn't matter what platform you play it on. It doesn't matter what version of a console you have. This game runs like shit. Apparently, Compulsion Games did not do a great job at all of optimizing this game. And it just runs like duty. So, a good game that may be ruined, sadly, by graphical performance. Because when you're playing it and the frame rate dips into the teens. And everyone, it's very noticeable, But outside of that, the game's been pretty good, and in fact, right now, where we're going to start off today, maybe one of the most interesting parts of the game, we just arrived at a town where all the inhabitants are on Joy. This is the drug that mind controls the populace of Great Britain and makes them think that everything is happy and fine, when in reality, everything is squalid and nasty, and everything's very, ghetto-like. But they're basically being mind controlled to think it's better by the Germans, who apparently won a war. I don't know if it's supposed to be World War II or whatever, in this what-if scenario of the 1960s. So, my goal today in this town, in We Happy Few, is going to be not only to explore and do all the content, but also to try to decide, do I want to keep taking the joy, so I'm under control, and, I don't stick out like a sore thumb to the people that I'm off my joy or anything like that? Or, do I want to go off my joy to see what the town actually looks like when you're not on the drug, and see how real, what does the town really look like? Essentially, right? And this is kind of the place it's very similar to BioShock in a lot of ways, where I am right now. So I think this is actually going to be one of the most interesting parts of the game that I'm at right now, okay? So, should be pretty fun, and I'm looking forward to today's session, I really am. Now, I don't know how long We Happy Few is, but after today I'll be 8 hours in, and I am planning on playing it at least another time or two, coming up. So we'll see, maybe by the end of this week I'll be approaching the end of the game. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. Okay? All right. Tonight, guys, this is very important. Listen up. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, my first ever sponsored stream. That is right. First ever sponsored stream. It's a big deal for me because, number one, if this sponsored stream goes down, well, it could open the door for other sponsorship opportunities for me, okay? Right now, this program that I'm a part of is in beta, but if this program ends up being successful and they see that there's certain people who've done the program and, had a good job at it, more than likely those people are going to be the people to get the opportunities in the future. In fact, I get the feeling the reason that I was offered to be part of this kind of sponsorship opportunity is because last year, if you guys remember, I did a one-off random sponsored stream during TwitchCon where I showed off an interactive extension. I was playing Choice Chamber and showing off this fun interactive extension where you guys were voting on stuff while I played, and it affected the actual gameplay, okay? So, I'm excited because tonight on my late stream, I'll be playing a game, sponsorship opportunity. You know, full disclosure, guys, yes, I will be getting paid to do this stream. That's the whole point, is that it's going to kind of be a paid advertisement for the game. However, the cool thing about it is that with these Twitch sponsorship opportunities, you can be honest. I can play the game and commentate over it and let you guys know what I think about the game. It's not like I'm censored from giving criticism to the game. In fact, it's welcomed as long as I don't get overly critical or overly unfairly negative, you know. Saying, wow, you know, this game is kind of boring, or this game isn't my cup of tea, or whatever, is fine. Saying, this is the worst fucking game I've ever played in my life, probably is not fine. See what I mean? So it should be a fun opportunity tonight, all right? If you guys can make it tonight, okay, please come by the late stream. That stream starts around 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. The more, the better, because that's the whole point. If I'm doing a sponsorship stream and more people show up, that's what they want. They want the game to get the most exposure possible, okay? So if you would all could come by tonight, please do, all right? Depending on how this sponsored stream goes will determine how future sponsored stream goes. If I do more of them, if I change the timing of them, etc., okay? So please, if you can, please show up tonight and, you know, please, you know, whatever you can do to lend a hand, lend an ear, let people know, please come by the stream tonight, all right? I fully understand there may be people who can't, and that's cool. It's cool if you can't. I get it, but this is a first thing for time thing for me, and I hope that it goes well, all right? So that's tonight. Now, tomorrow, I will be going back to Madden. Yes, that's right. I started franchise mode yesterday in Madden and did horribly in it. I'm going to be continuing on with franchise mode tomorrow in Madden 19. And quite frankly, depending on how it goes, it's probably going to be my last session of Madden. I'm not really digging the game, which I knew I wouldn't. I'm not an avid fan of American football or Madden in general. And I've already done 2 sessions of this game. I beat the story mode, and I just started up franchise mode. So tomorrow, I will be doing more franchise mode in the game. All right? We'll see how it goes. And again, like, if people really like it or whatever, I'll play more. But if not, more than likely, it'll be the last stream of Madden, okay? So 4+ hours of Madden. Then tomorrow night, I'll be playing Episode 1 of the final season of The Walking Dead. That's right. It releases tomorrow. So we finally get to see how The Walking Dead is going to conclude. We get the big start of it tomorrow. We get to see Clementine as an adult now, finally, after playing 4 freaking seasons of this game. Could be pretty interesting. So that's tomorrow night, Tuesday night, okay? Then on Wednesday, more We Happy Few, okay? So continuing on with that. And then the nighttime stream on Wednesday will either be one of 2 things. It's either going to be the conclusion of Night in the Woods, or it's going to be Street Fighter. I'm actually craving Street Fighter. It's been over a week now since I played it. And I want to play some either Third Strike or Super Turbo or both. And so I kind of want to do that maybe Wednesday night. But we'll see. It'll either be the conclusion of Night in the Woods or Street Fighter. Okay, we'll see. Then on Thursday, okay. By the way, I see that there's yet again another glitch, and everyone's icons in the stream chat have disappeared. Yet another weird glitch. This happened the other day too, where everyone's icons were disappearing, reappearing. So don't freak out, guys. If you're looking at the stream chat, you're like, "What the hell? All my freaking sub badge, my cheer badge, everything's disappeared." Don't worry about it. They'll come back. It seems like it's right now. It's going in and out and in and out. It's being weird. Like I said, it did this the other day, too. Okay, then on Thursday, I'm going to be doing a special one-off stream, everybody. What will the stream be? Well, 2 years ago, in the summer of 2016, people urged me to play a game called Persona 3. After I'd played Persona 4 the year before, people wanted to see me play the game that had come beforehand. And in general, I did like Persona 3, although admittedly I do think that it had a lot of outdated game mechanics that eventually were improved in Persona 4. And then, of course, as we know in Persona 5, that was kind of the epitome of the series, right? Like, that was the highest level of where it could go so far. But when I got to the end of Persona 3, the final boss completely screwed me over, not once but twice. And I spent 2 hours getting to the final boss, losing as the boss charmed my party and healed itself completely multiple times. So then I went back again, tried again, and the same thing happened, all right? And I got so angry at the time. The bottom line is I was tired of Persona 3. I didn't want to play it anymore. I wanted to move on to other stuff. I was bored. I was just so angered, and I just stopped playing it. And people got very angry that I had played all the way through the game and never finished it, okay? To the point where people actually wanted to see it in the Rage-a-thon this Friday, to which I interjected and I said, guys, you understand the Rage-a-thon is going to be an hour to an hour and a half per game. There's no way I can even get to the final boss with Persona 3 being in the Rage-a-thon, so you're nominating and voting on this game makes no fucking sense. So I interjected and I said, here's what I'm going to do. Since people really want to see the end of Persona 3, I've decided that this week, this Thursday, my main stream will be going back to Persona 3 and relearning it from the final dungeon on, because I still have to fight this boss before the final boss, apparently. There's a boss you have to refight, okay? And so I'm going to try to beat the game. I'm going to 4+ hour gameplay stream. I'm going to have your guys on stream helping, because, by the way, I'm not going to remember diddly shit about the game. It's been over 2 years, so I'm not going to remember the characters. I'm not going to remember their abilities, nothing. It's going to be a disaster for me to try to do this by myself, which is why I'm relying on you guys, kind of giving your input and helping me out here, going back to replay this game and hopefully understand it and everything, okay? So that being said, Thursday, the conclusion of Persona 3, hopefully. I hope so, okay? I really want to get this game finished so people will stop asking for it, so people will say, oh, you rage quit years ago. I just want to get this done with so we can basically say, okay, it's over and done with. Now we can move on to other stuff, right? So there you go. That's going to be Thursday. Thursday night. What am I going to be playing? That's a great question. There are many options, you know. Thursday night, I could do either the conclusion of the conclusion of Night in the Woods or Street Fighter, whatever I didn't do on Wednesday. Maybe I'll do a short session of We Happy Few. I don't know what I want to do Thursday night. I'm on the fence right now. I'm completely undecided, but we'll see as the week progresses how things go. And that'll determine what I do Thursday night. And then on Friday, as I've already said, guys, the whole day is going to be a marathon stream of the Rage-a-thon. All right, so just recap, all right? We Happy Few, my first ever sponsored stream, more Madden, The Walking Dead, Street Fighter, Night in the Woods, Persona 3, and the Rage-a-thon. That's a crazy amount of variety for 1 week. You know, that's insane. The amount of stuff that's going to be pretty fun. All right, so I hope you guys will tune in every day this week, if at all you can. Seems like you should really have a lot of fun, no matter what kind of a game you're looking forward to. You want new releases, old classics, games that are going to cause me rage, games that I'm going to enjoy. You know, basically every possible thing you could look for is going to be this week of streaming, okay? Now, just as a quick preview of next week, what I'm going to be doing next week is trying to wrap up some of the stuff like We Happy Few, etc. And then the Shenmue collection releases next week. So I'll be playing Shenmue 1, a game that I never played before but have always wanted to play as kind of my featured game of next week. Plus, I'll be balancing that with other fun stuff like Street Fighter, maybe some Battle Royale stuff. We'll see. All right, we'll see how it goes. But that's kind of the plan for next week. And then, of course, the last week of August, we've got Fire Pro Wrestling World, which is the first time I'm ever playing a game like that. So that'll be fun to mess around with as well. Okay, so there you go, guys. Thank you very much for your support. I hope you guys are very much looking forward to the next couple of weeks of variety. I am too, all right? Now, one thing quickly that I want to say. Thank you guys so much for your support. In fact, you know, July, as I said a million times, was one of my most supported months and one of the best months I've ever done streaming. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This month, the streams have been good, but much slower than they were in July. And I don't know if that's just a symptom of what I'm playing. I don't know if that's a symptom that we're kind of at the end of the summer rush and people are just waiting for new releases. I don't know what it is, okay? But my goal, ultimately, as I've told you guys many times, is to try to cut the cord when it comes to YouTube. And it was very, 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 very scary for the 2.5 weeks I didn't have monetization on YouTube, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know, you know, with no income from YouTube whatsoever, because I lost ads on DSPGaming, I didn't know what was going to happen at all. I thought, man, how am I going to pay my bills in just a couple months, right? And I really do appreciate the people who, number one, supported me here on streams, and number two, stepped up via other methods such as Patreon, etc., who pledged or whatever. That's really awesome of you guys. But now we're into a new month here in August, and it seems like things have slowed down. And, you know, that does kind of worry me a little bit. So just a reminder of the many ways that if you love what I do, you love the content, you love the daily live streams, you love the on-demand videos, right? Especially now on YouTube, I'm doing my videos way differently. I used to upload, 10-minute parts. Now I'm uploading hour-long parts, right? So I'm doing exactly what you guys have asked for years and years. I'm trying to take in your feedback and change for the better and do the right thing per what you guys want. But I hope that you guys will continue to check out the streams and to be supportive here, because I do need that support. Just because the ads came back on YouTube doesn't mean that's the end of everything and now I'm fine. It's not, I need your ongoing support. That's how it works. When you're crowdfunded like I am, it's all about ongoing support and, having fun on a daily basis and hanging out with you guys and putting out entertaining, fun stuff. And I don't want in the back of my head to have a worry. You know what I mean? So I just want to say thanks to everyone who is supportive on the streams. Let's try to keep it going. July was great. Let's try to make August just as good as July. And so far, it's been kind of slow, but I'm hoping that we can get stuff to pick up. In particular, this is a new week. As you guys can see, the leaderboard that is above the stream chat has completely reset. So now is an opportunity, today to get up on that cheering leaderboard if you want to cheer, since, everything was completely back to zero as of today. All right, so very quickly, guys, let's go ahead and let's very quickly review some plugs. How can you support my streams? How can you support my efforts to keep putting out videos on YouTube, etc.? There are many ways. The first way is to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. Any monthly pledges that you lend to my Patreon, earn you really cool perks and that allow you to become interactive parts of my content. For example, if you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon, you get to nominate and then vote on games for upcoming events. Right now, this month, you'll be nominating and voting on games for an Indies Marathon that's going to take place in the fall, probably October, okay? So, pretty awesome. In addition, you get text or verbal thank yous in my videos and streams. You can maybe get your questions answered on my Ask the King show, or you can even get a private Q&A video made. Last night, I made 2 of those for last month's patrons, okay? So, pretty awesome, the perks that you can get. And since we're on the subject, all right, since we're on the subject, let me say very special thanks to the following July patrons who were very, very supportive during a time when, obviously, I didn't have any ad revenue on YouTube. They helped out. Thank you guys very much, and let's all give thanks. All right, very nice. Again, thanks to all those July patrons. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your support. Now, moving on. You can also check out my Teespring store, guys, where my 10th anniversary line of merchandise just launched about a week ago. And I can tell you guys, it's been very successful already. Got many people who actually jumped in and tried out some of this merch. I've been wearing the merch recently. On Friday and then yesterday I wore a shirt. Guess what? Today also, I have a shirt for you guys. All right? Let me show it to you now. My apologies because I forgot to brush my friggin' hair. So I'm sure my hair is all over the place. But, well, it's actually not that bad. It's been worse. So here is the 10 years of Darkside Phil shirt. Pretty cool, right? Now this is the red design of the logo, and this is on an extra large white t-shirt. But you can get many different colors and designs, and in fact, it's not only red, there's also a blue variation of the logo. And it's cool because it's red in the middle, but it kind of gets darker the further out the logo goes, all right? This is the third of 4 new designs that's available up on my Teespring for my 10th anniversary line of products, all right? I'll be wearing this shirt all day today. Okay, so please give it a look. Anything that you buy from my Teespring shop, you will obviously be getting a really cool collectible, and it helps me out, gives me a commission. So please, thank you guys, and you consider getting something from this 10th anniversary line of product, or maybe even not. Maybe one of the older designs. You know, the King of Hate skull design has been a really popular one. There's actually a Red Dead Redemption design up there where it's instead of John Marston holding a gun, it's me holding a game controller. That'll be a cool one. That'll probably become more popular as we get closer to the release of Red Dead Redemption in just a few months here, right? So, all right, guys. Thank you very much. And please go ahead and take a look at my Teespring shop. All right, teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Sounds good? Alrighty then. Alright. Now, if you were here live on the stream, okay, if you're here live on the stream, and you're having fun, you want to interact with me during today's gameplay, there are many ways that you could do so. If you either cheer with bits, or if you subscribe to the channel, or, okay, if you tip me. 3 different methods that you can get interaction. I will give you a shout out during the course of today's stream. Alright, it's pretty cool. It lends to a lot of fun, answering questions, talking about different topics, etc. Especially if I'm in a boring part of a game, it really could pick up the stream and make things be more exciting. All right? But that being said, there's some rules and criteria you should follow if you're seeking to get a shout out during the stream. And the first is to try to be positive. Do not bring in negativity, drama, insults. I don't need to know about people who do nasty stuff to myself or others. I don't need to know about negative memes and things about myself or other streamers. Please don't insult myself or other stream chatters, etc. None of that is allowed in the stream to begin with, per the stream rules. And obviously, if you try to get a shout out doing that stuff, I'm not going to read it. All right. Number 2, please be as concise and short-worded as possible. The shorter your message or shout out attempt, the better chance I'm going to read it on stream, so I'm not derailing the entire stream. And in addition, please don't bring up controversial topics like religion or politics. I'm not going to address those things. This is a gameplay stream where people are meant to just kind of hang out and have fun and have a good time, not to sit here and get into controversial topics and argue with each other, okay? In general, most people who seek shoutouts get it. And these streams end up being very laid back and entertaining. But at the same time, please understand, it is my stream and it's very subjective what I decide to read on my own stream. I control it ultimately. So please be understanding, I'm not going to read every single thing that people try to get shouted out. And if I do skip a cheer or whatever, please be understanding that I probably did it on purpose. If not, every once in a while, I do miss things, and I apologize for that, okay? Only one man here, but I do feel that I'm getting better at it, so. Now, if you'd like to go the extra step, the next step, maybe you'd like to get visual recognition for your contributions during the stream. You can do that as well if you either cheer 50 bits or more in a single cheer, or if you subscribe to the channel and wait a few minutes and then click on the share button that appears on the stream, or if you tip me $5 or more in one go. If you do any of those 3 things, you'll get an on-screen thank you animation that will play, okay? So, pretty cool. You'll get both visual and verbal recognition for any contributions during the stream. Now, also, if you guys look at the top of the stream, you're going to see what's called the Stream Stats Leaderboard. This is a running tally of things like number of subscribers to the channel, also top cheer and top tip. I update this periodically during the course of every stream, especially if you're the top cheerer or top tipper for the day. I get you up there to give you credit, okay? So, I will start updating this, in just a couple moments here. Once I get into the shout-outs for those who have already contributed during the stream. Fair enough? All right. Also, if you subscribe to the channel, what do you get? You get access to all of my emotes. Pretty awesome stuff, including Street Fighter-related ones, as well as other stuff. People really like to use these emotes. both in this chat and other chats, by the way. You get a cool chat subscriber badge that is a crown. It shows how long you've been a supporter via what color the crown is. And when I run advertisements, you won't have to watch them. I typically run ads 1 to 2 times a stream, and you'll never have to watch an ad if you're a subscriber. Okay, so thanks to everyone who has subbed. I appreciate your support. The last thing I want to mention is I mentioned tipping. And you might say, well, I don't understand tipping because I know cheering and subbing are done through Twitch, right? They're all integrated into Twitch, but you mentioned tipping. What is that and how do I do it? Well, it's a third-party contribution you could do through PayPal, all right? It is completely separate from everything else. The 2 ways you do it is, number 1, if you're watching my stream live right now and you look below my stream, you should see a grid of buttons that have all kinds of plugs and information in them. If you click on the button that says Tip Jar, it should take you to my PayPal tips page where you can leave either an anonymous tip or you can leave your name in a message if you'd like a shout out for your contribution during the stream, okay? Or if you don't see that button, if you type in !tip into the stream chat, it'll bring up the link. You click on that link, boom, takes you to the tips page where you can leave a tip yourself, all right? So, thanks to everyone who contributes. I appreciate everything that you guys contribute. I really do. And, you know, like I said, here's hoping that we can make August as good as July was, especially with all the new releases and everything that I'm playing. I'm hoping to bring in some new attention to the channel. So, let's keep it going, and thank you guys very much for your support, all right? Now, let's get to the shout-outs. Those who have contributed, I need to give you guys credit where credit is due, right? So, let's go ahead and, first of all, I need to refresh my page here to make sure that all the updated information is loaded. It would help if it would load the page. Any day now. Okay, here we go. All right, so shout out to the following people who have been very, very supportive today. First of all, shout out to Silent General. Silent General has resubbed to the channel for the 14th month in a row. Thank you very much, Silent General, for 14 ongoing months of support. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Then we've got TTV Noble, who also has resubbed for the 19th month in a row. So thank you, TTT Noble, for the 19 straight months of support here on the channel. Very awesome of you. Ornite has cheered and asks the following question, okay? In the case that Scarface does not work, since it pretty much collected dust, would you substitute it for Super Mario Maker? No. The point of the Rage-a-thon is to play games that the people nominated, and the games that they nominated are the games that they nominated, alright? In the case of Persona 3, which would not have fit the criteria of the marathon, I'm doing a special stream this week to finish it. Outside of that, all the other games should fit the criteria of the marathon. I don't foresee Scarface not working. It should be fine. Just because I threw the disc viciously behind my couch doesn't mean that it was destroyed and shattered into a billion pieces. It just sat on the floor for a while, and then I picked it up, cleaned it off, and I actually found it last night to make sure I had it for the Rage-a-thon, and it looks fine, so we should be good to go for Friday, okay? No, I'm not playing Super Mario Maker. Alright, shout out to Mr. Bible Expert 420, who subscribed for the 8th month in a row. Thank you for the 8 months of ongoing support, Mr. Bible Expert. I appreciate that very much. And he says, congrats on the sponsorship, Phil. Haven't been able to watch on Twitch in a while due to poor internet, but glad to be able to catch you live again. Well, thank you, Mr. Bible Expert, and that is why when I, live stream, I always archive my videos and I upload them to DSPGaming on YouTube. I understand that there are people who have bandwidth limitations and or don't have great internet, and when they try to watch live, sometimes it just doesn't work. I get that, and that's why I always back up my stuff. Even with all the troubles that YouTube gave me, demonetizing the channel for 2.5 weeks and all of that, I still toughed through it. I still uploaded my content to KO Gaming. I don't want to abandon those people on YouTube who've been my longtime viewers and fans and gave me my notoriety and popularity to begin with. And I also don't want to abandon those who are fans but just don't have great internet. And it's not their fault, especially if you live in a region where you just can't get good internet. How is it your fault that you can't watch a stream on Twitch, right? And I don't want to punish those people. So, that being said, no worries. I'm not planning on abandoning anyone or anything like that. However, I do have to say this. Okay, I want to make this clear because I kind of didn't really talk about it so much yet. Tonight, I'm doing a sponsored stream. It's the first time I'm ever doing a sponsored stream, okay? How is it going to go? I'm going to stream it on Twitch, and it's going to remain up as a Twitch archive. Ladies and gentlemen, that means I cannot upload this sponsored stream to YouTube. It's just against the rules. It's actually against the rules because I need to leave it up as an on-demand video here on Twitch, and it's against the rules of the partnership program of both websites, actually, to have monetized content on two sites at the same time, two competing businesses. So having the sponsored stream archive up here on Twitch, as I need to do, it's part of the agreement for a sponsored stream that you will leave it up as an archive. Since I'm leaving it up, that means that I have to not upload it to YouTube. So if you do want to see the sponsored stream, you have to check it out here on Twitch live tonight or on demand on Twitch afterward. It'll be one of those videos available on demand, you know, afterward, okay? And I do apologize for that. Again, for anyone who can only watch videos on YouTube, there's nothing I could do about that, all right? That's just part of the agreements. And, you know, it's out of my control. I wish that I could, you know, I guess what they would do is they would consider that double dipping, where, oh, you have the same content on two different competing businesses and you're trying to make money at the same time, and they don't allow that. So, sponsored stream will only be on Twitch. Yes, it will still be available on demand, so if you can't watch it live, you can still check it out, but understand that there's nothing I can do about putting it on YouTube, which is not allowed, okay? Okay. All right. Shout out to the Honest Troll, who chooses, I don't want to sound like a downer, but the games that were nominated for the Rage-a-thon look like games that are more likely to annoy you than to actually make you rage. Hey, Honest Troll, I don't know. You know, I don't know how it's going to go. I honestly don't. You may be right. You may 100% be correct in that assessment that maybe the games will not be like a big rage-inducing event. Maybe they won't. I don't know. I don't control that, right? It was games that were nominated and voted on by the patrons. That was the whole point. So, you know, since I don't control it, there's nothing I can really do about it. If it ends up being the Annoy-a-thon instead of the Rage-a-thon, maybe it will be. I don't know. But that's the deal. That is the deal. And this is why I keep explaining how important it is to be a patron. Because you have unprecedented amount of control over events that I do. And events can be make or break depending on what people nominate and vote on. I'll give you a perfect example, guys. This month, the patrons who pledged in July are nominating and voting on, number one, their favorite moments of my 10-year legacy as a content creator. 10 years I put out content. They're nominating and voting on their favorite events. So that could make or break an entire retrospective level stream that I'm going to be doing in September. In addition, they're nominating and voting on games for the patron's choice. See what I mean? An entire playthrough that's going to be coming up, determined by the patrons. Right now, if you pledge to my Patreon this month, you'll be nominating and voting on games for an Indies Marathon. So, this is what I mean. People, oh, if I'm a patron, you don't get any good perks. You're out of your mind if you say that. These are some of the craziest amounts of good perks you could get. Think of the amazing amount of control that you get over my events and content by being a patron. It's the craziest amount of control you could possibly have. But people take it for granted, I think, and they don't realize the amount of power that they get just for being a patron, you know? So consider, again, you like these events, man, I really wish that the Rage-a-thon would have had different games. Then you got to be a patron. You know, you got to be a patron. You got to nominate and vote on these games to make these events better. You know what I mean? So please consider it, all right? Okay. Ripley Atomic cheered, and he says, with the rumor of Child of Light 2 being in development, would you be interested in playing it? I loved your playthrough of the first one. Am I interested in playing it? Yes. But it needs to be said that when I played the first game, I absolutely loved it, but the viewership did not. Sadly, when I played Child of Light, if you guys don't remember, this was a game, I think it was 2015. I'm not 100%. It was either 2015 or 2016. I don't remember exactly. So it was a Metroidvania-style exploration puzzle game with some platforming elements, combined with turn-based combat of a traditional RPG. It was a very unique formula of a game, all right? But my viewership didn't like it. People complained constantly the game was boring, the game was not entertaining, why am I playing this? And I hate that because when I'm playing a unique game and I'm enjoying it and then the viewership just wants to sit and complain, it makes me upset that you guys can't enjoy games through my passion for them. That just because it's not a AAA shiny game with tons of explosions or humor, or you know what I mean? Like, even though, yeah, that's my forte, a game with humor, a game with action, I understand that, but there's other genres of games out there too that I enjoy and I like to play. and the fact that some people just don't like those genres, the people who are my viewers, it can annoy me. You know, I love JRPGs. I love certain genres that I can't play all the time because it doesn't really catch on with a lot of my viewer base. All right. So, Child of Light 2, am I interested in it? Absolutely. I loved the first game. Will I be playing it? I don't know. It's going to depend on many factors, like when it comes out. What else am I doing at the time? You know, it's always a thing, a factor of maybe if it comes out at a time when there's other stuff that I can balance it with, so that for those who don't like that style of game, I can balance it. They'll still be occupied by other streams. Then yes, I'd probably consider playing it. But if it comes out in the dead of summer and there's nothing going on and it's super slow and people are going to complain constantly when I go to do it, you see what I mean? I don't know. So let's see. Let's play it by ear and let's see how things go. But for now, I certainly don't want to commit to, you know, a game before we even have any idea when it's going to come out or how it's going to go down, okay? All right. So shout out to 3 High Fives who did a 100-bit cheer and says, do you know any places where sailors hang out around here? Around here? No. I wouldn't know. I'm pretty sure there's no sailor hangout on a Twitch stream, is there? However, I'm sure that where they're near naval bases and other places stationed, you know, throughout the country of the United States of America, you could probably find a lot of people in the Navy. I'm just saying. So, there you go. Thank you for the cheer. I know I'm probably taking that way too seriously, but thank you for the cheer. Fear the Worm has resubscribed to the channel for the 3rd month in a row and says, shout out to my boy, Adam Cole, baby. Alrighty then. Adam Cole. Adam Cole fan. If you don't know, he's a pro wrestler. I don't blame you if you didn't know. Alrighty then. Moving on. Shout out to Nasif. I believe his name is Nasif, who tipped me $5. Thank you very much, Nasif. You are the only tipper for today, which obviously makes you the top tipper for today. Okay? So thank you very much, Nasif, for the $5 tip. It is much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Moving on. Let's see here. Well, Mr. Piggy, which probably is meant to be offensive, but whatever, cheered and says, I guarantee your t-shirt sales would spike if they featured things you consider hater memes like why am I toxic or I prefer a penne. It would also show the thick skin you developed and help turn these into positive memes instead of negative ones. Mr. Piggy, you do realize that I don't design any of this stuff for my shirts, right? I'm not a graphic designer. I don't even have Photoshop. There has been an open invitation to anyone on the internet to design stuff for my shirts. If anyone wanted to put together designs that said, why am I toxic? Or I prefer a penne in a comedic fashion, I would be 100% open to that. I'm not kidding. Like, why wouldn't I? I think those things are stupid. They're not even insulting to me. They're just stupid. You know, it's the humor of a 5-year-old. But if you really, you know, if people really think they would buy a shirt that said it, I'm totally open to that. But what you guys got to understand is I don't design that stuff because I'm not a graphic designer. It's been viewers and fans who for the past year have thrown together all of the designs and artwork for my shirts. Okay? So that being said, if someone doesn't make it, I can't show it. And I can't sell it. You see what I mean? So hey, anyone out there, if you are interested in putting together some comedic designs that say, why am I toxic? Or I prefer a penne or any of these silly stuff, I'm open to that. But now here's the truth of the matter, Mr. Piggy. Are you ready? Here's the truth of the matter when it comes down to it. All right? The truth is that that would never happen. And you want to know why? Because the people who propagate those memes don't want to help me. Right? The people who say I prefer a penne or why am I toxic, they don't do it to laugh with me. They do it to laugh at me, to deride me, to try to make fun of me and bring me down and make it so that other people don't like me. So the people who love that stuff are not going to work on a nice logo or a nice design for a shirt, and subsequently, they're not going to buy it. They're not, because, oh, if I buy that shirt, I'm helping Phil. Well, fuck that. But if they want to steal that content and sell their own fucking shirts, right, then they'll try that. See what I mean? So that's what I mean. That's the difference between someone who's trying to be productive and nice and, you know, oh, I like Phil's content and I'll buy a shirt to support him, but also it's a cool collectible for me because I'm a fan, versus, oh, I hate Phil and I just like making fun of him constantly. Why would I spend money to support him? See what I mean? So, you know, listen, I'm open to it. Again, if anyone wanted to make something like that and submit it or work on it, I'm open to that. I was never against that. I think there's this misconception that I am when I'm not. Okay? I'm not. But, again, I haven't seen it. See what I mean? A year and a half, no one submitted anything like that. And the only people who say that kind of stuff usually are people who want to tear me down and make me basically look bad and say, oh, I don't think Phil deserves any kind of popularity or attention. So why on earth would they buy a shirt? You see what I mean? So there you go. Third Eye the Third, you have no idea what you're talking about. He says, would I split the profits with the artist, a fan who submits a design for a shirt that you'd end up using and selling? No, I would not overall split profits. But what I would do is if there's some artwork that I commission and I like, I would pay the artist for it. In fact, I've done that before. There were 2 completely different people who I commissioned artwork for my Teespring shirts when I first started on Teespring. I put them up and I sold, I'm not even exaggerating, 1 shirt of those designs. So I never did it again because number 1, I can't afford it. And number 2, it was a big flop when I actually did it. Okay? But no, you're not going to split sales. That's ridiculous. First of all, there'd be no way to prove how many sales of any certain design that I had. So there would be no concrete way to say, oh, I owe you this or I owe you that. The person could always leave it open to dispute and say, I don't believe Phil. He sold more than when he says and stuff like that. And number 2, that's not how it works. You don't split sales on a design. You commission someone to make a design. That's how it works, okay? So no, I am not going to split sales. Trust me, it doesn't work. Trust me, from my personal experience, splitting sales on certain t-shirts before Project 7, which did not work out and had left nothing but nasty feelings from the people involved. There's no way I would ever agree to anything like that ever again. I would just commission artwork or whatever. But again, the times that I did that didn't pan out. So no, I haven't commissioned any artwork because it doesn't seem to be very productive. Okay? I almost dropped my drink. Whoa, that was close. Okay. All right, so DJ Runo has cheered. He says, I recently rewatched your Minecraft story mode playthrough. At the end, you were saying that you wouldn't mind another season. Season 2 has been out for a while, and I was wondering if you were interested in playing it at all. Nope. Nope. And the reason I said that was because they basically was a bait and switch. When you bought Season 1 of Minecraft story mode, okay, that should have been the end of the story, but it wasn't. They gave you another episode on purpose to tease you and try to convince you to buy a second season. All right? I didn't like that. I thought the story should have concretely ended where it did, all right? And there shouldn't have been this weird cliffhanger kind of an ending to tease you into buying more game episodes. I thought that was horseshit, and I did not like the way that they did it. And therefore, I never played the second season, and I have no interest in doing so. All right, H.D. Simmons just cheered and says, Phil, it seems ironic you called other shills, but you were having a sponsored stream. No, it's not, because I've actually explained about 400 fucking times what the difference is, but apparently, H.D. Simmons, you just don't listen. Instead, you put your fingers in your ears and you say, neater, 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 I want to think that Phil's bad. Neater, 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 I don't hit this to anything, and I ignore, conveniently, when Phil explains stuff so that I can believe that he's the devil. That's your own fault, H.D. Simmons, not mine. That's your own ignorance, all right? As I've said many times, the kind of advertisement that I don't agree with is when you can't give an opinion. I'll give you a perfect example. There were some people who earlier this year were playing a particular game on Twitch. They were playing it a week early from when anyone could buy the game. And they were distinctly told by the game publisher, you can stream our game a week early so you can get views and money from your viewers for it. But you are not allowed to criticize the game at all because we have what's considered a review embargo that's up until later this week. So you can stream our game, but you're just not allowed to say anything negative about it on your stream, okay? That is a 100% paid advertisement, and that's not what I support at all. If I'm going to be playing a game, I want the freedom to be honest about the game. And if I feel that I don't like this game, man, this game has shortcomings, man, this isn't so good or whatever, I want to be able to say that when I'm playing it. And the bottom line is, with the Twitch sponsorship opportunities that have been offered to me, I am able to do that. I would not be doing them if I weren't. It says blatantly in it, you can be fair with the game, and yes, you can give your opinion and you can criticize it as long as you're fair. No, you cannot go overboard, and for the sake of exaggeration and for the sake of making money and for the sake of being dramatic with your viewers, you can't say this is the worst game ever and what a piece of shit and yada yada yada, okay? You have to be fair with the game, which I can do. Very rarely would I go overboard unless I'm in the middle of a very crazy rage-filled moment or a game that necessarily isn't my forte. Like, for example, yesterday, I'm playing Madden. I'm sucking so hard at the story mode, which, by the way, the story mode does stink. But when I say this game sucks, and people say, man, this game doesn't suck. Well, no, the mode sucks. The game overall doesn't suck. The mode sucks, right? So when I do this sponsor stream tonight, I'm going to be careful about what I say and make sure I don't say any over-exaggerations and that I'm fair with the game. But at the same time, I'm not just going to sit there and kiss the game's freaking butt and say it's the best game ever, right? That's the difference, HD Simmons. That is the difference between an actual valid gameplay stream or a paid advertisement, okay? And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do the latter. If I can do a sponsorship opportunity where I play a game and I see if I enjoy it and you guys get... Basically, the whole point of the sponsored stream is to give it exposure. Maybe games you never heard of. Maybe a game that normally I wouldn't play. And to give that game more exposure to my audience versus a game that, you know, is just looking for positive praise, which is not what this is about, okay? That's why I'm doing it. It's that simple, okay? So, I've only explained this 4 times already, probably, in the last week. So I don't understand why people like you continuously still have to harp on it. In fact, already this morning, I got people on Twitter and everything saying the same thing, call me a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite. You're just stupid because you don't listen to what I say. You literally ignore the explanation a million times to make your argument that I'm a hypocrite, when in reality, you're just a moron. So there you go. Okay. DJ Runo has cheered, and he says, as long as Patreons don't get Snapchat with some spicy NSFW pics, it's a no-no. I have no idea what you're talking about, DJ Runo. Wow, did that just go right over my head. Anyway, continuing on. Kate cheered 50 bits and says, happy Taco Monday, a.k.a. Taco Mondays. Phil, your Madden playthrough yesterday was funny. Also, why was Rob Schneider in the Madden story mode? It was odd. All I could think of when he was on screen is him saying, you can do it. It was pretty bizarre, to say the least. I mean, really, I don't, you know, of all the people who they could have gotten, Rob Schneider is the last person I would have thought to put into a Madden story mode. But they put him in it. And not to say he did a bad job. I don't think he did. But it was just so bizarrely out of place. Maybe he has kids or maybe he has friends who were like really into Madden and he thought it would be funny to be in the game. I don't know. But anyway, whatever. The story mode was actually one of the more entertaining things that I did recently just because it's such a train wreck. So, shout out to Silent General, who just did a 1,500-bit cheer. Thank you, Silent General. You are obviously the cheerleader for today. Let's get you up on the leaderboard here. Silent General, thank you very much for the support. Sileng General, that is not the correct letter. Let's fix that. Silent General, there we go. And Silent General says the following. He says, really looking forward to the sponsor stream. I've been unwell today, so it's nice to kick back and relax. Well, I'm sorry to hear you're not feeling well today, Silent General. Hopefully you feel better. But I do want to say thank you very much for that cheer. Very much appreciated. Very, very much appreciated. And thank you. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed today's stream. Clone1980 has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Clone1980, for the sub. Appreciate that support. And Scatman, just did a 100-bit cheer and says, Phil, if I cheer enough, will you promise to never play another EA game ever again? Well, you know, Scatman, as much as I think we all kind of dislike EA as a company and a lot of their underhanded business practices and a lot of the things they've done as a publisher over the years, sadly, I hate to say it, there are a lot of game franchises under their umbrella that are pretty good. And I think that it would actually be a big sacrifice for me to say, well, just because EA is the publisher, I'm just not going to play a certain game. I mean, seriously, like, it's not like we're loving EA or any, you know what I mean? It's not, I don't think there's anyone out there who's like, I'm the biggest fan of EA and I got to play every fucking game EA makes. At the same time, EA does make a lot of different kinds of variety of games. You know what I mean? Like, really big variety of games. So, it would be incredibly tough for me to commit and say, you know what, just for the hell of it, I'm never playing an EA game ever again because EA is a terrible company and herpaderp. I don't think I would ever do that, just to be honest. So, no, I don't think that's going to happen, but I do appreciate the sentiment, Scatman, and I agree with you that EA is not exactly the best game publisher, and sometimes they do a lot of underhanded stuff, so, okay. Whoa, shout out to Emperor Swaggins, who just did a 10,000-bit cheer, and says, it's been a while since I was at the top of the leaderboard. Mr. Swaggins, first of all, thank you. Welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. And thank you very much for the support. Oops, Emperor Swaggins. There we go. Thank you very much for that very, very generous cheer. Very much appreciated. A crazy way to start off the week. You know, today's Monday, the first day of the streaming week. The leaderboard reset. You're obviously now at the top of the leaderboard, sir. It's very generous of you, and I do appreciate your contribution. So I say thank you very, 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 very much. Okay. So thank you. I do appreciate your support. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well, because I see you every once in a while, so I know that you hang out and, you know, you're still enjoying the streams, but good to see you, and hopefully you have fun today if you are hanging out, if you are sticking around. But thank you for the support, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. So here's what I want to do. Let's check the sub count, because we actually got a lot of subs today on the stream. I'm curious if the subs went up or down. Let's take a look here. The subs have gone way up by 1. They went way up by 1. Yeah, we're 427 subs. Let me update that. Okay. All right. In addition, DJ Bruno just cheered. He says, EA makes so many different games. They made FIFA 10 and FIFA 13 and FIFA 14 and FIFA 16, and soon they'll release FIFA 19. I hope I haven't forgotten any, Kappa. I'm pretty sure they release every FIFA game every year. I'm just saying. All right, guys. So, hold on. I just got a cheer from Kate. She says, what did you think about the story mode of Madden? I thought it was cheesy with some heart. Yeah, I mean, it was very cliche. And I think what Madden wants to do is try to appeal to a wider fan base. And they know, by putting in a cheesy story mode, that, yeah, there's going to be the person who buys Madden because they're competitive at the game and they want to play it online competitively. But maybe someone else in the house, or someone else who maybe isn't a huge fan of the competitive nature of the game, would play it. You know what I mean? So I think it's nice. Listen, for me, extra content is actually appreciated. Even though I know the story mode was ridiculous this year and was kind of funny, I still had a blast with it. Honestly, it was very entertaining. As silly as it was, and how not serious it was to be taken, I think that it was actually a really entertaining part of the game, and I'm happy that it was in it. Although, listen, I suck at Madden, so it took me a while to beat it, but still, I had fun with it. So there you go. Zebra has resubscribed to the channel for the 20th month in a row and says, I finally finished watching your Persona 5 playthrough. What a journey, laughing out loud. Yeah, absolutely, Zebra. Absolutely. It certainly was a journey, to say the least. It was fun. And even though it took a lot longer than I had anticipated, and even though I'll have to admit a few parts of the game were poorly paced, I love the game. It's one of my favorite JRPGs of all time right now. So there you go. Thank you for the support and the resub as well. Lord Lamb tipped me $2 and says, unfortunately, I can't make the sponsored stream tonight, but I hope it goes well and is something we can expect to see in the future. Yeah, Lord Lamb, I hope so too. Again, this is the first time I'm trying something like this. I want to see how it goes. And based off of this, we'll determine if I do some in the future, if I change the timing. Because, you know, a lot of people have said, why don't you just do it as the earlier stream? Well, the bottom line is that these sponsored streams are only 1-hour events. That's the truth of it, is that the sponsored stream is only supposed to be an hour-long stream. I'm actually giving it an extra hour just to give it a little bit more time tonight. So we'll see how that goes. But if I were to do a sponsored stream during the daytime, my earlier stream, I would have to split the stream. See what I mean? Like, it would have to be, okay, well, I guess we're going to do sponsored event for, like, the first segment or the second segment. Maybe I'll play a game to, like, a certain amount of time and then stop the stream and restart it as a new game or whatever. And that's kind of frustrating. Whenever I do that, I know I lose viewership. Whenever I start a stream and I stop it again in the middle of a stream, I always lose a lot of viewership. And that's why I didn't want to do that. But we'll see. Again, first shot, first time, giving it a shot, seeing how it goes. Tonight, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes. After this, based off of this, you know, we'll see what other future opportunities there are. And if I need to change the timing or we need to do it a little different, you know what I mean? We'll see. All right, guys? Sound good? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. What I'm going to do right now is we're going to end the pre-stream, and I'm going to be honest, I have to use the bathroom. I got to use it for about 15 minutes. So I've been trying to get through these through the shout-outs, right? Oh, wait, Ember Swagons just cheered. He says, it really sucks what happened with We Happy Few. I expected so much more considering all the delays. The consensus is the game fell flat on its face, and I would have to agree. I don't know. I'm only 4 hours in, man. I'm only 4 hours in. So I couldn't answer you, you know, overall. What I can tell you is so far, the 4 hours I played, I enjoyed the game. But like I said, it's so hampered and hindered by how bad the game performs that absolutely it drags the games down in a huge way. If this game ran well, and, you know, then I probably would be enjoying it a lot more. But when you're playing it and the game's chopping up and it's hard to even maintain combat because the frame rate's so bad, and then the game crashes, which happened to me as well, you got to say, what the hell happened here? I agree with you. With all the delays and everything, where did the time go? Were they not optimizing the game? What the fuck were they doing, right? So I kind of agree with you. But let's see what happens today on the stream, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. I'm ending the pre-stream because I got to use the bathroom. Give me like 5 minutes here. I'll be back, and then we will begin with our session of We Happy Few for the day. Sounds good? All right. Thanks, guys. I'll be back in a few.